Yes! Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your tribal god of extreme with great hair, Peter Joseph here, for another video on this beautiful, warm Sunday afternoon video right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there in my pants, otherwise known as the screecher marks below. Share the video all over the internet, and subscribe to all my other channels, which are down there in the gobbledygook. So subscribe to them right now. We have hit over 900 subscribers. We hit it about a day or two ago. Thank you so much for getting me over that plateau. Now we're on that road to that mighty big number, 1,000 subscribers. Don't know if we're going to get there this year, but we got 3 months to go. We got all of October, November, and December, so we'll get close. I don't know how close, but we'll see what happens with that. So continue to subscribe to my channel, to this channel, but show my other channels your love and support as well. Leave a comment on this video or any one of my past, present, or future videos coming in. But don't leave stupid comments. You get sent to the Shadow Realm, placed in an Iron Maiden. Ozzy and Satan will come out and eat your soul. So don't do it. You want to do that? Do it on your dead channel that nobody really watches and nobody cares about. So that's that. And don't forget to follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And most importantly, tap and slap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because you miss anything, well, you suck. And you're SOL. You know what that means. If you don't know what it means, look it up. And that's that. Alright. So, once again, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and don't forget to hit that bell. But most importantly, subscribe. And that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, nice, beautiful, summer-like day on the first official weekend of fall, September the 28th, 2025. We got two more days of September, and then we can wake up. If you follow the Green Day song, Wake Me Up Before September Ends. Well, September's almost over, so wake up! Before October comes, you're like still sleeping. Get up, idiot. And we'll get that. But it is what it is, so happy Sunday, football Sunday, week 4 in the NFL in the league where they play. Whoopee! Giants are on right now on Channel 2. They're up 13-10. New quarterback for the Giants. Doing okay. I mean, he did get hurt a little bit. And they brought Russell Wilson, who got benched because he sucks. Brought him in for like one play, and then the quarterback's back out, and then the Giants continue to suck. They're up 13-10 right now. Midway through the third quarter. So that's of that. Jets play tomorrow on Monday Night Football on ABC. We'll see it here in New York, of course. And the 49ers in Santa Clara to face those Jacksonville Jaguars. We've got a pretty good defense, but we'll see what happens with that. Brock Purdy will be starting today, and we'll see what happens. Niners look to go 4-0 and keep that one-game lead over the Seahawks in the NFC West. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens the rest of today and tomorrow. And then Thursday night, another Niners game. Niners-Rams. That's going to be great. In LA, at SoFi Stadium, or as we call it, Levi Stadium North. Or actually, South, North, whatever it is. Levi Stadium 2. Well, Arizona's 3, but whatever. But lots of Niner fans are going to be in SoFi Thursday night on Amazon Prime. If you don't have it, you lost. And that's pretty much it. I get it for free, so something nice like that. But it is what it is. So lots of football. Final day of baseball today. Can the Mets do it? I don't think so. They got the fake tribal chief on the mound. If he can pull one out of his fucking ass today, it'll be great. But the Mets had to hope that the Reds lose today, and that's asking a lot, Brewer fans. Packing it in right at the end of the season because you got the number 1 seed. Oh, we're not going to play anymore. Fuck the Mets. After we said bye-bye, so long, farewell to you in the wild card round, you want to fuck around and cost us the fucking wild card this year. Okay. Okay, you want to play like that? I hope you lose in the division series. You want to play like that? Fuck you. Get your best pitcher on the mound today. You're not going to pitch a lot, probably like 3, maybe 4 innings, and then shut him down. Then you got the bullpen. And then Peralta's going to pitch Game 1 of the NLDS next weekend. But the winner today, if it's the Mets or the Reds, they go to LA Tuesday night on ESPN for Game 1 of the wildcard series, and then Game 2 will be Wednesday night, also on ESPN, beginning at, I think, 9 o'clock, which is ridiculous, but, you know, it's LA, so it's 3 hours back, so 6 o'clock game there. 6:10, 6:30, whatever it is. But we'll see what happens to that. I'm hoping the Mets get there. As far as the Yankees go, well, they have to win and hope the Blue Jays lose to get the AL East and the number 1 seed. If they lose, they keep the number 1 seed, the number 4 seed, but they play either Boston or Detroit, and Houston, bye-bye. Surprisingly, bye-bye. So, and Cleveland is in that mix, too. So, Boston, Cleveland, or Detroit could get the number 5, 6, or 3 seed. We don't know. Well, actually, Boston won't get the 3 seed. They'll get the 5 or 6 seed. They could be out of it, too. So, a very interesting day of sports coming your way a little bit later today. But the games are at 3 o'clock today, so... or 4 o'clock if you're on the West Coast. But whatever. Final day of the season. Game 162. Hopefully the Mets have a couple more games left. But we'll see. Like I said, I am not fond of Sean Manaea pitching today because he sucks. Fake vest fuck tribal chief where we got it for another fucking year. Ah! Well, the Mets kind of did it to themselves by getting swept by the Reds. Ugh. That's not good. That was a heartbreaker. But now, like I said, you're asking way too much of the Brewers to actually play today and win. The thing is, if they win, Mets lose, bye to the Mets. So they have to win. The Mets have to win today and hope and pray that the Brew Crew does damage today, sends the Reds bye-bye, so long, farewell, down to Cancun. Not the Mets. But we'll see. We'll see by like 7 o'clock tonight whether the Mets are going to LA or they're going to Cancun. Hopefully not Cancun. That's all. I care. I mean, they go to Cancun. Well, it's a disappointing season after a very good first half, and then second half, as always, down the toilet. Down the toilet went pretty much right before the All-Star break. And I told you it was going to happen, too, so. But it is what it is. Not that I care. If the Mets don't get in, I don't care. I mean, I kind of do, but I kind of do and I kind of don't, because I hope the Yankees get beat in the first round or the ALDS. Because I don't see them going anywhere. I don't. With the way Seattle's been playing, the way the Blue Jays own them, I don't think the Yankees will get to the World Series. You know, if they do, I don't know who comes out of the National League. Might be the Brewers, might be. But don't count out the champs, the Dodgers, so. And the Phillies can go fuck themselves, too. They're not going to make it. I don't think the Phillies are going to get out of the division round again. And the winner of that Dodgers series, whether it be the Mets or the Reds, faced the Phillies. So imagine it's probably not going to happen, but imagine the Mets beat LA in 3 games, most likely be 3. They go to Philly, where they did it last year, and beat them in 4 games. And they go on to the NLCS, who probably could face those Brew Crew. That won't be fun. In a 7-game series, mind you. Not fun, because the Brewers got home field, so. But so we'll have to probably maybe win it at home, or had to win it again in Milwaukee, which means the good land. So, we'll see. Alright, you don't want to hear about that. We got that. Alright, moving on. Alright, but hopefully everybody's having a great Sunday, and if not, well, too bad for you. That's that. Alright, really quickly, because I gotta get out of here, because the Niner game is coming up in, pretty much about an hour from now. That's you. So, before we get to the Niners, and at 4:25 in Santa Clara, it is time for wrestling time. It's time for some wrestling. So, as the Thunderbolt says after 11 minutes of spiel, it is time for your late and out-of-date NXT No Mercy review for last night, September 27th, 2025, and we were emanating from the FTL War Memorial in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Little rinky-dink bingo hall. Or whatever you want to call it. Veterans Memorial. Whatever it is. A little small place, too. And I've been to, like, American Legion halls and shit like that. Real small. But, you know, put on a good show every once in a while. But anyway, last night, No Mercy was meh. Nothing great about it. I mean, there was a couple of matches that were good, but not great. We have a new world champion. If you didn't see my short on my rant channel, go see it now. So get a little bit of a mini review on that. Thank you for the views on that, by the way. Because I am the short king. But it is what it is. But let's dive into a little bit more. So this is the official review for No Mercy. So, as always, our commentary team, the man with the creepy jacket, lots of candy, and Halloween's coming up there, Vic. You need a lot. Because all those kitties are coming to your door. That's Vic Joseph, and the man who smokes more fucking weed combined than you do. I mean, that's the 6 time. 2-time Hall of Famer. The man who smokes more fucking weed than you do. The man who loves Century Vicar religiously. Oh yeah, man! It's Booker T, sucker! Oh yeah! Man! Thank you. Alright. Let's get into it. Let's not waste any time, because like I said, I do have to run out in like the next 10, 20 minutes. So I'm going to try to get this done quick and then get out of here, because I am going to watch the Niners at a bar with the missus. We're going to have a late lunch, and then we're going to come back, have a sensible dinner, and then maybe watch a movie, and then dinner and a movie, if you know what I mean. Not Netflix and a movie. Not Netflix and chill. We'll watch Amazon Prime and chill. We don't have Netflix anymore. Well, I do, but on the computer I do, but on the PS5, which I do have, you can't prove I don't. And I'm not going to prove it to you, so fuck you. Hey, that rhymes. That whole thing rhymed. Cool. Alright, Giants are in business right now, so you got a defensive fumble! So they are at, what are they at, the 1? Pretty much. They're about to score either way, so could be, well, not at the 1, they're at the 3-yard line. First and goal, up 13-10 with 3:33. Make a wish. 3:33 left in the third quarter. And running play to Scattaboo, and basically went nowhere. Maybe a yard. Yeah. So, Giants might go up 20-0. They might go up 16-10. Who knows? Well, I say nothing. Not 20-0, but might go 20-10 or 16-10. Probably be 20. But then again, you never know with this Charger defense at the goal line stand. Who knows? Alright, let's go. Moving on. Alright, so we started up the pay-per-view with an opening video, which was standard pay-per-view opening with running down the card. We see a few people coming into the arena and everything. Touchdown, Giants! Alright, 20-10. Giants are going to get their first win of the season. Probably the only win they get, maybe, but who knows? Who cares? Chargers are 3-0, which is surprising. They lead the AFC West because the Kansas City Chiefs are 1-2. They played the Ravens today. Oh, Taku. Oh boy. I hope you win, but I didn't pick you to win. Should be an interesting game. I think KC wins at home, though. Oh, flag on the play. Oh, touchdown. And after the play, unnecessary roughness on the defense. Oh, they're going to go for 2. They enforced the penalty. I didn't know you can do that. They're going to go for 2. Ow. So it's pretty much 19-10. I don't know if they're going to go for 2 anyway. They will be up by 10. Now they could be up by 11 or up by 9. So, personal foul, where they enforced, they took the penalty. It's like, alright, we're going to go for 2. Why not? Alright, hand off to Scatterboo, who gets the 2-point conversion. Easy. And he does a backflip. Okay, Javon Evans, okay, stop. All these people doing backflips, I hope they hurt themselves. You don't see that? The 49ers do that, do they? No. You don't see anybody on the Niners do a backflip, like Touch Juan Jennings, or, or even Ayuk, or McCaffrey. I don't even think he could, but you don't see anybody on the Niners do that. God forbid he does a backflip. Oh, my knee! Broke my leg! Back out my leg! It is what it is. Moving on. Speaking of Javon Evans, bouncy! Your boy is bouncy. He starts us off taking on the big man, the fake Undertaker, I call him, Josh Briggs. Someone said Josh the Good Woods, that's somebody else. Pretty much it was a back and forth match. Briggs using his power, and Javon using his bouncy, flippy, dippy doo, and all that good shit. Alright, we go near the end of the match. We go to the floor where Briggs throws Javon into the ropes with a big right hand, left if you're watching at home, for near fall. Brings him back in, and basically hits him in the back of the head. I'm like, throw him in, pop! For near fall. There's some big boots and another backbreaker. Sends somebody knee to the back of Evans' head for another near fall. To go up top, Evans flips out of a super choke slam. That was impressive. Most impressive, Skywalker. Most impressive. So he gets that. Then he hits, but gets caught in the actual choke slam for a near fall. Actually, take that back. Yeah, that's... Oh, yeah, I'm messing up. I apologize. It's too wild today. Anyway. So they go up top. I'm reading my notes wrong. I don't know my eye. Hello? Anyway. So Briggs hits the right hand. Get back in. And a hard Lariato gets a near fall for Briggs. Evans makes the rope somehow. And then Javon knees Briggs in the face, but his springboard gets booted out of midair. He goes for the choke slam, and gets counted into the Kata! Bang! Like Randy and Undertaker WrestleMania 20... I forgot what number. Remember that one where Randy, when Taker picked up Randy and the choke slam was about to hit the choke slam, and Randy got... Randy mid-move, Geary cutter. But he didn't get the pin, obviously. But anyway, Javon hits the ghillie cutter. Then he goes up top, hits a top rope ghillie cutter with air to spare. 1, 2, 3, your boy is bouncy. Javon Evans gets the win over Josh Briggs. And he's building some momentum for himself as he will face Mr. Leon Slater for that TNA X Division champion 2 weeks from today at Bound for Glory. 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 2 Is he gonna win? Maybe. Maybe because, TNA doesn't have a world title, a men's world champion, or a female world champion, because Trick Willie has the men's title, as we all know, and Kaylani Jordan has the Knockouts title, but most likely she will probably be losing it to Indy Hartwell, and Trick Willie may or may not lose it to Mike Santana. I'm hoping Mike Santana wins, but we'll see what happens with that. Trick did say in the interview that he is ready to go to the main roster. I'm like, so probably after Bound for Glory, I wouldn't be surprised we see him at the Royal Rumble as a surprise entrant. But then we'll see. Might have some other things to do in NXT. We'll see what happens with that. Moving on. Alright, so match was pretty good. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And we're off and running on No Mercy. Alright, then we go look back at Trick Willie taking on Dominic Gallardo, I say. The Intercontinental Champion and the Triple A Mega Champion, Eddie's son, of course, we all know that. When I think Trick won the title from Dom, the North American title, at No Mercy 2023. I don't know why to show that, but Eddie? I don't know why. Why did they show that? I don't know. My son wasn't even in NXT then. He was a North American champion, Eddie, for a little while. Then, freaking Dragon Lee screwed him. What happened, Deho the Masker? I hate him too. You hate everybody, don't you? Not everybody. I like you. Oh, well, I like you too. Can't hate Eddie Guerrero, I say. Come on. You hate Eddie Guerrero. We got problems. And Eddie got problems with you too. You don't like me, I kick your ass, pendejo! Okay, calm down, Eddie. Calm down. Go have some sangria with China. Hi, Joni. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Alright, so we got that. Then we see Kaylani Jordan, speaking of the TNA Knockouts champion, beating Xia Li after Ash by Alliance vacated the title. I think she's injured, and it looks like a really bad injury. People say she's pregnant. We don't even know. It could be one of those two things, but she can't defend the title. She had to vacate the title right in front of Santino, and then they had a battle royal where the last two will fought each other later in the night. It was Xia Li, surprising Xia Li of all people, and then Kaylani, surprisingly, was there. It was the last minute. Get over here! Alright, so Kaylani is the new Knockouts champ. And she faces Indy Hartwell at Bound for Glory for the TNA Knockouts Championship. So probably a placeholder for Indy that she was going to win it anyway at Bound for Glory. So we got that. Alright, so we hear from Kaylani, who is excited to be the champ and will fight like heck, not hell, like heck to keep it. And we get that. Alright, then we find out that Lainey Reed, who was supposed to take on Sol Ruka, the resident surfer girl, the Speed Champion. Well, she can't do it because she's in a walking boot. How? I don't know. So Sol Ruka will still defend the title, so we get to match number 2, and she comes out with her tag team partner Delta, and she takes on Miss Parker! Miss Parker! Jada Parker! 5-minute time limit in a championship title match for the Speed title. Pretty good match. Jada goes for Hypnotique. He gets countered into a tilt-a-whirl slam, but really didn't get all of it by the Western Surfer Girl. They go to the apron. Jada gets in a forearm as we got 2 minutes left. And then Sol Ruka reverses a suplex into a DDT for a near fall. They go back to the outside with about a minute to go. I don't know why it went outside for a minute to go. And then Sol Ruka goes for a moonsault off the steps and missed, and then Jada hit Hypnotique on the outside. But then Jada was so worried about like Delta doing something, goes after her, bad move, and then Lash Legend, kick gun, she comes out looking great. She goes after Jada, and but then Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha. I mean, Delta spears Lash Legend. Oops. And then Jada goes back in with like 30 seconds left, about 20, 30 seconds left. As soon as she got in the ring, so hits that soul snatcher. Stole your soul, she did. And 1, 2, 3, she retains the Speed Championship and match. So I gave that match 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. And we move on. Alright, sadly, yeah, we have to say his name and he appears. We believe in below average Joe Hendry. He's disappointed by his most recent loss. And then Dark State, 1/4 of the NXT Tag Team Champions, they come in and threaten him again. And average Joe seems intrigued by what sounded like an offer to join them. Why would you join Dark State? Makes no fucking sense to me. Nothing what Joe Hendry does and says makes sense. His aura went completely... It was gone by WrestleMania. It was all hyped, and then he loses to Randy Orton, and bye-bye, and, you know, we were hoping he didn't win at Slammiversary. Thank God he did not. Because that would have been bad. We have to say his name every 5 seconds. Alright, Chargers just scored and got the 2-point conversion. So it's 21-18 Giants are pretty much in Chargers territory with 25 seconds left. So about the 4th quarter's about to hit. So Giants up by 3. Looking for more as we go into the 4th quarter. Let's see what Dart does. And sack! Back at the 45-yard line of the Giants. Alright, we go to the 4th quarter. Giants up by 3. See if they can get their first win at home and first win of the season. They're gonna do it. Well, probably come down to the wire like it did with the Cowboy game. They should have won, but in overtime, pretty much the end of the game and overtime, like got that big play and then choke, kind of like the Jets did in Tampa Bay. They blocked the field goal. Guy goes down the field for a touchdown and all like shit. And then next thing you know, Baker Mayfield goes down the field. What does he do? Does his shit. Tampa Bay kicks the field goal and the Jets lose. What are you gonna do? Alright, moving on. Alright, so Joe Hendry may or may not be joining Dark State. Do I care? No. I could give 2 fucks about average Joe. Alright, then we see the hype video for the Weapons Cage match between Big Mama Pump, Jordan Grace, and the lovely Mariah May Blake Monroe. Alright, so match number 3, inside a steel cage, brother! With weapons. So we see all the weapons were pink, mind you. It's like Nicki Minaj was in that fucking cage. No. You know. Anyway. Alright, so we get some candlestick shots, and Big Joseph says, like the Guardians against the Rangers. Okay, a little baseball reference that wasn't needed in Florida! Anyway, they beat the crap out of each other. At one point, Mariah May, poured out a bunch of stuff in a trash can. We saw, like a curling iron. We saw a hair dryer, which she choked Jordan on the ropes with the power cord. Although she was gonna put it on and then she takes out some scissors and starts cutting Jordan's hair like this big long strands of hair. I was like, shit! Like she's gonna shave her bald. No, we didn't see that, but less hair for Miss Jordan Grace. I don't know if Mr. Octopus, Jonathan Gresham might like that. He likes to pull on some hair when he's laying down that pipe, you know what I mean? But I digress on that. So that was kind of weird, interesting. And then she pulls out, Mariah May pulls out a bag of diamonds. Where did she get that from? She she go to a local jewelry store and, rob a store or some shit? Where'd you get that from? But it's really ice cubes. Anyway. They go to the corner. Blake hits a double stomp into a trash can. Ow, for a near fall. The fans want a table. You want a table? You get the table. Why not? And then they fight on top of the cage, and Big Joe's like, I don't want on top of the cage, Buck! They're gonna someone 20 feet in the air, so when they fall, they're gonna die! I'm like, let them die! Anyway. And then Jordan grabs something from the cage, looks like a crowbar. Hits Blake right in the face with it. She goes for a power bomb, and Blake threw some powder in there. And then she tries for the power bomb, but Jordan blocked it. Hits an air raid crash. Okay, you're not Tommaso Ciampa, but hits an air raid crash through the table. 1, 2, and the diamonds. Part of the diamonds too. 1, 2, 3. Jordan Grace finally beats Blake Monroe, but I think it's far from over. Because Halloween Havoc's coming up next month, and can you guess what match they're going to be in? Yep, spin the wheel, make the deal. I mean, how much more violent can they get? I mean, a weapons cage match, what's next? Buried alive, who knows? Who knows what that wheel might have on there? Drain your period into the opponent's mouth. Ah! Okay, that's too graphic. I'm sorry about that. That's way too way TMI. Too much. I'm a maniac. But a sexy maniac. We digress. Alright, so Jordan gets the win. Match could have been way better. Still decent. 2.5 out of 5 stars. That's it. Alright, then we hear from Ava Rain. Where have you been? He's in her office. Announces that October the 7th, a week from Tuesday, NXT TNA Invasion. As you know, she's been on pay-per-view. But we get it for free on the CW11 from the Capitol Wrestling Center. TNA NXT Invasion. So she makes the matches. We're going to have not 1, but 2 Survivor Series style matches for the men and for the women. And also Dark State will take on the Hardy Boys, Jeff and Matt. Broken Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, dude. For the NXT and TNA tag titles, winner takes all. Bye-bye Dark State with your tag team titles. There's no way that the Hardy Boys, of all people, are going to lose those belts. To them? No. When you got the Dudleys coming up in a tables match for the TNA tag team titles. So that might be doubling, for 4 titles. And, the Dudleys have been TNA Tag Team Champions before. Overall, I think 26 or 28 times champions. Why not get 27, 29, whatever it's up to? Why not? Why not the Dudleys become the NXT Tag Team Champions? But then again, they'll probably be like a placeholder, or they could win the both belts, and then just retire both belts. We have a big, humongous tournament for the tag team titles. I mean, do I want to see another tournament? No, I'm not Tony Khan. I love tournaments. I sure you do. Tony Khan has his own tournament to see how much cocaine he could snort in a minute. He wins that easily. Then he just goes on TV. I will never blink. I was scared for my life. Sure you were. Anyway, we move that. Alright, and also, the winner between Oba, Femi, and Ricky Starks will face Trick Willie at Invasion for both belts. But, and there's a but, and it does not stink, but there must be a winner. No interference at all. You think that's going to happen? No. I think there'll be somebody's going to come out. That match is going to be weird. Somebody's going to get disqualified. I don't think Trick Willie would win back the NXT title and then go to Bound for Glory and either lose both belts to Mike Santana or just lose the TNA title. But he can probably just stay in NXT, keep the belt, and then lose it to somebody at Halloween Havoc. He can lose both belts in the span of 2 weeks. Well, about 2 weeks. the 7th, and yeah, a little over 2 weeks. You know, he beats Ricky. Well, I'll spoil it. He'll beat Ricky Starks, get the NXT title back for the third, I think the second or third time, and then lose the TNA title at Bound for Glory, and then lose the NXT title to somebody, probably be Oba. Maybe Ricky gets his rematch at Halloween Havoc in a spin the wheel make the deal match. Ricky gets it back for the second time, or Oba gets it back for the second time. And then Trick loses the belt in a span of 18 days. You never know. Alright, so we got that. So it's going to be great next Tuesday on the CW11 Invasion. We haven't had that since... When was the last time we had that? Like, well, if you think about it, ECW One Night Stand-ish, meh. Yeah, I think it was the first ECW One Night Stand 1, which I was at, that had ECW versus WWE, or you could go way back to the WCW Invasion angle, probably the best Invasion angle ever from 2001, early 2002, at Vengeance, when they had, like, I think it was RVD versus Jeff Hardy for I think it was the Hardcore title, or the Intercontinental title, one of those titles, and RVD beat the fuck out of Jeff Hardy. Oh, we got that. Alright, I gotta finish this up. Anyway. Alright, so we got that. Alright, then Legend, she goes back out, mocks TNA, and says, you know who should be the captain of the NXT Survivor Series team? Me. Okay. I don't think you're gonna be the captain. I think it might be might be JC Jane, might be somebody else. Alright, so we got that, and then Jada Parker comes out, beats her ass. So that feud continues. We'll see what happens with that on Tuesday. Then we go to the back with Kelly Kincaid. She's with Lola Faces. Oh, yes. Looking great in her home state. Not hometown, home state. She says that she's sorry that Lainey Reed is hurt. And then Lainey Reed comes in. She's disappointed by not fighting Sol Ruka for the Speed title. She's in a walking boot. Lola comes in to kind of console her. Everything's gonna be okay. You get another shot. And then Lainey's like, oh, thank you. But you're gonna lose anyway. Oh, was that foreshadowing? I wonder. Alright, so we get that. Alright, match number 4 for the Canadian National title. Ethan Page, Ethan Page, takes on Tavion Heights. A little over 10 minutes. It was a pretty decent match, nothing great about it, but getting to the end, and Ethan Page hits the Ego's Edge. Lisa Lamont, Chico, something happened to this, something happened to you, Chico. Gets in there for that. Floats over into a straight Boston Crab. That gets broken up. They go up top. Tavion grabs a 1905 sleeper. But then Ethan reversed that into a super power slam. Interesting. Fouled that up by a Twisted Green, the Matt Hardy move. You know, twist of fate, whatever you want to call it. So his Twisted Grin, 1, 2, 3 to retain the title. Match was alright, 3 out of 5 stars. And then afterwards, on the Tron, the Triple A Latin American champion, El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., actually it was him, popped up and says, I want your title. I will see you real soon, ese pedo. I thought he said pendejo at one point, but I might have missed it. Pendejo! Don't get that. Alright, once again, we go to the back with Kelly Kincaid. She has Baby Orton, Milestone call him Ozzy Osbourne. He's glad that Lexus King made him tap into a different world with that Lights Out match, which he lost. He says, NXT is my family, and I'm ready to go to war with TNA, and I don't care who comes after them, because we'll be ready to defend our house. We must protect this house! I missed that commercial. When we move on with that. So we'll see what happens with that. Alright, then we hear from Mike Santana. He's all ready to win the TNA World title back. and he's not the only one that TNA is pissed off at with NXT. He says, I will be back at the Capitol Wrestling Center this Tuesday night, and I'm not coming alone. Oh boy. Round 2! Coming your way this Tuesday, and then round 3 at Invasion. Oh, I love it. Oh yeah, man, I love it. We got that. Alright, another guy we hear from TNA, Frankie Kazarian, the new Intercontinental Champion, as he beats Steve Macklin at Victory Road. He's going to be on NXT this Tuesday night as well. He'll be there. Okay, we saw him last week too, so why not everybody that was there last week come back again? Why not? Rerun! Let's do it. Let's do it, right, Paul Stanley? Let's do it. Well, okay, no singing. That's later. Moving on. Alright, then we see Roxanne Perez, Roxy, taking on Jada Parker from No Mercy last year, and Roxy had the NXT Women's Championship in a good match, which Roxy obviously won. And that leads us to the women's title. JC Jane takes on Lola Vice. Pretty good match. Lola had her family in the audience. Fallon don't call her to the Don. Henley is there, but then she got promptly kicked out near the end of the match. So we get near the end of this long, almost 19-minute match. The title is brought in, but Lola rolls up JC for a near fall. JC kicks her in the arm. Ow. But Lola kicks her in the face. Ow, ow. Then they go at it in the middle of the ring. They strike it out. So Lola connects with that spinning back fist. But JC fell to the floor. Smart by the champ. And then Lola goes out to try to get her. But then some hooded figure, some woman, I don't know who this was. Randy Reed. Knees Lola in the face. You know, it could have been Julia too, you know. Because she uses the knee to face. Could be anybody, really. I think it's Laney Reed. Even though Laney Reed said on X, it wasn't me! It was somebody from TNA! Right. Right. And I'm Captain Obvious. But I digress on that. Anyway, so Lola's knocked out on the floor. She barely beats the count back in. And then Jisoo is waiting for her. Hits the rolling encore. That rolling elbow strike. 1, 2, 3. Sadly. Fuck! She retains the title. And, Hickenbottom, you screwed us really bad with that freaking video package. We all thought that Lola was going to win the title. Nope. So we'll see what happens this Tuesday night on the program. I think Lola's going to get a rematch at Halloween Havoc. Probably spin the wheel, make the deal, but we'll see what happens with that. She got robbed by Laney Reed. And I told you Laney Reed was going to be the next member of Fatal Influence. Now it makes sense, because Jasmine Nix is gone, storyline gone, and I think we're gonna find out that Laney Reed took her out to join up with Fallon and Casey. Because I think Jasmine, I hate saying this, my girl Jasmine was the weak link of that group, so bye-bye, you know. They had to get her out of there. It sucks, you know, because her contract was up anyway. So I just said, alright, we're gonna have you, we'll give you a 3-year contract, and Jasmine's like, alright, the pay ain't, you know, the money ain't there for me, bro. I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna go back to Iceland and play soccer. So they basically, you know, Hickenbottom and company said, all right, we're just gonna write you off television, have Laney Reed beat your ass, and then she's gonna take your spot. My spot, dog spot, neighbor spot, but my spot. We get that. All right, moving on. Alright, so like I said, Laney Reed will probably be joining Fatal Influence this Tuesday night on the program. There we get that. Alright, then we hear from Moose. And Mustafa Ali of Order 4. They're ready for the invasion, or they're going to be, I don't know if they're going to be there on Tuesday. Moose was there last week, so I assume he's going to be there this week. With Grandpa Eric Young and company. Get that. Alright, then we get a hype video for the main event of NXT No Mercy for the NXT title. Oba! Who? Femi, who's held the title for almost a year, almost a year, takes on the #1 contender, Absolute Vicky Starks. This was a great match. Back and forth they went for about a little under 17 and a half minutes. We go near the end. They go to the outside. Oba! Who? Loads up the announcer's table for Fall from Grace. He gets reversed into a DDT on the table, which did not break. I am the table! Then a tornado DDT on the floor. Ow. Drops Oba again. But he knocks Ricky silly with one shot as he got back in. Then he hits Fall from Grace. Goes for the cover. Gets a near fall as Ricky somehow kicked out. Oba's like, what? He's like, ah! So he tries another one and gets counted into a regular DDT. And then Ricky finishes him off with a tornado DDT. 1, 2, 3, we have a new NXT World Heavyweight Champion and Absolute Ricky Starks. Well deserved. Hoping that Oba would go to the deadline and then lose at the deadline. Obviously not. But I do see a rematch in his future. Maybe at Invasion, but we'll see what happens with that. So Ricky gets the win, matching a 3.25 out of 5 stars. Then afterwards he celebrates, the show ends. So Ricky Starks will face Trick Willie for the NXT and TNA Men's World title at Invasion. But we'll see if Oba gets into that, making it a 3-way. And you know, Oba is the king of 3-ways. But we'll have to see what happens with that. And we move on. I don't think he'll get in because it was a triple threat. And Ava said no interference. Which is a triple threat, no DQ. So anybody can come out. So maybe Oba doesn't get his rematch. Or Oba does get his rematch, but it'll be at Halloween Havoc. Maybe against Ricky. I doubt it'll be... If it's Ricky, I doubt... I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I still have a feeling that Trick will win the belt from Ricky, because I think Ricky might be a transitional champ, which sucks. But Trick will get the belt, lose to Mike Santana, and then, like I said, he'll lose to Oba at Halloween Havoc. But then again, you know, Ricky can win the TNA title, lose it to Mike Santana, which would be like a placeholder for Mike Santana. And then he faces Oba at Halloween Havoc, probably beats him again, but then Oba can win it. You know, this invasion thing is gonna go wild. We know Kaylani's losing to Indy. That's pretty much definite. But again, you never know. But as far as Trick Willie goes, I mean, he could beat Ricky for the title, lose the title to Mike Santana, then lose the NXT title to Oba or Ricky at Halloween Havoc. I mean, we'll see. We don't know. So that's that. Alright, Giants about to score with a few minutes left. 21-18 as Skeetaboo, or Scataboo, I'm a scat man! Didn't get in. It's 3rd and goal from the half-yard line with 6:46 to play. Well, actually, now it's about about 6.5 minutes to go in the game. Giants looking to score, making it possibly a 10-point game. The Niners game's coming up in about 20 minutes, so I gotta get out of here. We just get this play. 3rd and goal. See the Chargers. And they did not get it. Oh, boy. Let's see the Niners. Let's see the Giants go for the field goal, making it a 6-point game. Or do they go for it on 4th down? Let's see what Brian DeBoer does. Let's see what Mr. Harbaugh of the John Harbaugh, not the other guy. Used to be on the Niners, the guru, back in the day. Alright, Giants at the 3-yard line. 4th and goal, 5:45 left. See what happens. Alright, dart back to pass. He's got a lane. Dunker and... Oh, no, they don't get it. Wow. He could have ran in. I don't know why he did not run in for there. He had the lane right there. But he decided to throw it up to one of his receivers, I think Robinson, and the defender, like, blatted out of the air. Then another giant guy almost had it and then fell in the end zone. So the Chargers get the ball back with 5.5 left at the 3-yard line. Look at the replay. Could he get... He had a chance to maybe get in, but there was like 2 Charger guys there. So I think he made the right choice to throw it up for grabs, and Robinson basically... He was wide open, and he had the ball, he was coming down, and then the defender kind of knocked it out of his hand, and then the other giant guy almost had it, but it fell to the ground. Alright, 5:36 left, Chargers at the 3-yard line. They got a lot of time, 3 timeouts left. They have to go basically, I'd say about 70, 80 yards. Now, well, they got a good run there, get to the 11-yard line. So, I think the Giants might, another game, they might go to 0-4 here. But if they can hold the Chargers to a field goal, it's 21-all, maybe go another overtime game like the second game of the year, but we'll see. All right, guys, I really got to get out of here because another game's coming up, and I got to get out of here because I'm going to the bar with the missus for a little late lunch. That's it. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Nxt No Mercy was meh. So I'm going to give it 6.5 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show down below in the comment section. And like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's pretty much it. Alright, I will be back later tonight with your TNA Ring of Honor and Victory Road review over on my main channel, Killer Demon 669. If I have some time, I might do Collision. We'll have to see about that. And then tomorrow, we'll do Raw and SmackDown. Get you ready for Raw. But this week, we'll do a Raw SmackDown review of last week's shows and get you ready for this week. So, but I'm going to do like a Raw recap and then a SmackDown, like, thoughts recap. So basically a recap. Oh, he's going. He is gone. Nope. But there wasn't a guy there. He would have been gone. Good run there by the Chargers guy. Got knocked silly by the defender of the Giants, number 58. But he was like almost like gone. Almost like an end around. And then he went right down the field, got knocked out right around close to midfield. Wow. Giants defense is just like, the last few games has been a tale of two halves. They're good in they're good in the first half, and the second half they just start stinking. Hey, kind of like the Niners do sometimes. Back like a few years ago. See what happens. Herbert about to get sacked. He throws it downfield and incomplete. Alright, got that. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace!